Shedding Shackles is sponsored by Roland Trujillo.
I would like to begin today's program with some questions that came in.
Okay, my question is this. Will Adam and Eve go to heaven? How blessed.
Welcome to Shedding Shackles. Today's topic is It's Never Too Late. And now, here's your Shedding Shackles host, Roland Trujillo.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I would like to begin today's program with some questions that came in from Greg in San Leandro. Let's hear the questions.
Okay, my question is this. Whatever happened to Princess Holly? To Gladstone. Greg, will Adam and Eve go to heaven? Bless. You're doing a good job.
Very good questions, Greg. First of all, let's talk about Pontius Pilate. Whatever happened to Pontius Pilate? Well, we don't know. We don't know. But we do know one thing, that if he didn't later in life realize what he had done and be sorry for it, really, really, really sorry, then he will go the way of all flesh. We've all had our chances, and most of us have failed. In fact, it says in the Bible, all have fallen short of the glory of God. So Pontius Pilate, he was a company man, he was a corporate man, and he also lived by public opinion, and he was afraid that if he made these local leaders mad at him, they would go to Caesar and say that he wasn't doing his job. And so he went ahead and did the wrong thing. Of course, it was all part of God's plan, but nevertheless, he did the wrong thing. And he went with public opinion. He didn't want to rock the boat. He went along to get along. He towed the line so he could reach for the, what do they call it, the brass ring, and hang on to all of his perks. Well, how many of us have not spoken up and not done the right thing because we didn't want to lose out on some cushy relationship that we had or some perks that we had. And so he was destined to go the way of all flesh unless he had a change of heart, and we don't know whether he did or not. But now let's talk about Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. Did Adam and Eve go to heaven? Well, you know what? I think that there's a very good chance that they will go to heaven. Now, why do I say that? It's because you will remember that Adam and Eve lived in paradise. They were, in a sense, they were like children. It was like when you were a little child and life was sweet. Mommy and Daddy took care of everything, and all you had to do was play. It was beautiful. Well, Adam and Eve were assaulted by the devil. And he is very clever, very, very clever. And Adam and Eve had no idea what they were getting into. They had zero idea. They had no idea. And they made the mistake. But their mistake resulted in lots of people being born and made possible the magnificent story of redemption, and that one day Christ would come. And there's a good chance that God will, at the very end, make a little provision for them because they didn't know what they were getting into. That brings up something interesting, and that is that God is very forgiving. God is very gracious, and He's very merciful.
You're listening to Shedding Shackles, a breath of fresh air on the radio. Check out Roland's free resources at sheddingshackles.com.
As a matter of fact, God describes himself in Exodus 34 when he passed in front of Moses and allowed Moses, remember, to see his back. He described himself as compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands and forgiving wickedness and rebellion and sin. God describes himself as gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in love. God is very gracious and he's very merciful. An example of that would be Peter. Do you remember Peter? He denied Christ 3 times. Do you remember? He denied Christ 3 times. And the third time when he denied Christ, the rooster crowed, and he remembered what Christ had said, that before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. And he realized what he had done, and he wept. He wept. And I am quite certain that he was sorry. He was sorry for what he had done. But then later, you will remember when Christ came back after the resurrection, he asked Peter 3 times, do you love me? And Peter answered 3 times, yes, I love you. And Christ said, feed my sheep. And then at the very end, Christ said that Peter would be taken and carried somewhere that he didn't want to go. And I think he was probably predicting Peter's death for his testimony and witness to the gospel, of course. And at the very end of that, Christ said, follow me. Follow me. So he asked him 3 times, and many people feel that in that way he was countermanding or taking away the 3 times that Peter had denied him. So Christ was showing God's mercy by making a way for Peter to countermand or to undo what he had done. And then Peter further undid what he had done by witnessing and feeding Christ's sheep. And then Peter was killed for his witness. And in the beginning, remember, Peter had been afraid for himself. He was afraid that they would crucify him also if they discovered that he was with Christ, so he denied Christ. But at the very end, even that was undone because he overcame his fear. He witnessed for Christ. He showed God gracious forgiveness. And he died for Christ. He was given a chance to undo what he had done. Now, I want to make the point that God is very forgiving. And I want to say that it's never too late. It's never too late to be sorry and to have a change of heart. And if you are sorry, and being sorry, it's like a sad lad. Finally, you realize you're wrong. And how do you realize you're wrong? You realize it in God's light.
Hi, my name is Andrew. You're listening to Shedding Shackles with your host Roland Trujillo, which airs weekends on this station. Roland brings old-time religion to life as he talks about repentance and turning back to God. Roland makes a new program every week just for the radio listener, so be sure to take advantage of this special resource. Roland wants you to know that Shedding Shackles is easy to find at your favorite podcast place. Roland says that since his program is only on the radio once or twice a week, you really should check out the podcast so you can listen again. Thanks and blessings.
Call Roland now at 510-455-8851. That's 510-455-8851.
I want to say that it's never too late. It's never too late to be sorry and to have a change of heart. And if you are sorry, and being sorry, it's like a sad lad. Finally, you realize you're wrong. And how do you realize you're wrong? You realize it in God's light. In His light, you see quietly, privately, you see you're wrong. And it makes you sad. You regret what you see about yourself, but it's a helpless sadness. You realize you can't change yourself. And you're just sad. And you regret what you see. And it says in the Bible, God does not despise a contrite heart. And God sees your regret. And He forgives you. And then you wipe away the tears, and joy returns. So it's a sad lad. You're sad to see you're wrong, but you're glad to see it. You want to come clean. Maybe for a long time you wanted to come clean, and finally now you come clean, and you sob, and you weep. And then you wipe the tears from your eyes, and you go out in the world and go about your business as a mom or a dad or a worker or a student, whatever you are. And life goes on. But now you have a new resolve, and you sense that God has forgiven you. And then something very beautiful happens. You will continue on your way, and you will see other wrongs, and quietly you will be sad about what you see, and God forgives you. And the days go by, and the weeks go by, and the months go by, and you will be given opportunities to undo what you had done. Not opportunities that you create for yourself, but ones that just happen. Maybe once someone, you were phony with them, and you treated them like dirt. And now an opportunity comes with the same kind of person, and this time you treat them with dignity. You treat them with dignity. And the opportunity comes to undo what you had done. You see? And it's very nice. So God will make those opportunities happen. And all you have to do is just go about your life. And God will upgrade you, and He will change you ever so gently. And you'll wake up one day, and you'll realize that the things of the past are like a distant memory, almost as if they didn't happen. All that's left is a beautiful present and hope for the future, a hope you don't have to give yourself. Conscience is from God. It's God's inner light. It lights a path for us. It shows us things, how things really are. It's a guide and a protector. But when you don't follow your conscience, then it becomes 20/20 hindsight. And it rubs your nose in what you did. It keeps coming back. So in your life, the kind of person that you hated in the past, there's going to be someone like that again. And you have a new opportunity, this time to not hate them. The kind of person you judged in the past, this time, you don't pass judgment. You watch, see, but you don't form a judgment. The next opportunity comes along for you to be patient instead of impatient, to be kind instead of unkind. See, to wait because you don't know for sure, instead of saying something to try to impress people or make something up. See, if you don't know, then just say, I don't know. And when a situation, look, and here's another thing, when a situation comes along and you don't know quite what to do, then just wait and watch. Wait for your intuition to guide you. See, God gives us intuition. He gives animals instinct. He gives humans intuition, so we can perceive, we can understand suddenly without even knowing how you know, you just know. And that's from God.
Some of you had a father who was halfway decent. A Shedding Shackles Minute. I'm Jeremiah Trujillo. You loved what was decent in him. When Daddy was home, you felt secure. Dad would protect you. Dad loved you. Even though I have made some boo-boos, I like to know that there is truth, and some people stand for what is right. The proof that God exists is that we try to play him. There's a model that we are trying to imitate. We know that God is the king and the judge. We want others to respect us, listen to us, and like us, and when they don't, we want to judge them and condemn them. Learn to see clearly but without judging. Find more inspiration for your day at sheddingshackles.com.
So every day, over and over, things come back and memories come back. See, the memory comes back. And now you have an opportunity to. So what did you do in the past? Probably you resented somebody. You hated them or resented them. Now you see it. And now you can forgive. See, the thing is that the symptoms, see, that came from your reaction when you became very angry or very resentful towards someone. And then the symptoms that go along with that, then they also come back. See? And so you also need to see that those are a result of your having overreacted in the past. So now, here comes the memory, here comes the same person or someone like that person, and you don't resent them. Now, you forgive. Now here comes the symptom, don't resent it. See, the upset tummy or the headache or whatever comes from your excessive overreactions in the past. Now you see that you were overreactive and resentful, and you see it and you let it go. See, so everything comes back until you get it right. So it's going to keep coming back until you get it with good for it. That's good. So if a memory comes back, all right. If some feeling comes back, anger or something like that, okay, then now's an opportunity for you to see it. See the meaning of it. Realize if there's something wrong about it, then see what your wrong part is and let it go. Let the resentment go. Let the unforgiveness go. See? All right, so I guess that's my main message today. Every day you'll have many opportunities. Things come back from the past. Memories come back. People reappear. People like people from your past reappear. Situations occur over and over. Now you have a chance to see it, deal with it properly, with patience, with understanding, with courage. See? And now you've dealt with it, and it won't haunt you anymore. You see? All right. I think you got the idea. So I could say there's a lot more I could say about this, but I think you got the idea. So now do you understand how life... So never mind. Okay, so your wife now, she's not perfect. Your husband now, he's not perfect. Your partner's not perfect. See? But it's your opportunity. So you have a partner. Good. All right. Now you have an opportunity to get it right instead of messing up. Your parents, they probably messed it up somehow. All the way back to Adam and Eve, they messed it up. Now is your opportunity to get it right. And it'll begin with patience. It'll begin with not resenting. It'll begin with understanding a little bit, and then a little more, and a little more. See? And if the two of you can learn to be together, see, if you can learn to deal, as one man said so beautifully, he said, learn to deal with imperfect people perfectly. All right, so your partner is imperfect. Learn to deal with them perfectly. All right? And then one day the two of you will walk hand in hand toward paradise. So beautiful.
Did you know that Roland has written over 20 books on the beauty of the spiritual walk and about healing relationships? So, if you like Roland's radio show, then you will definitely want to check out his informative books, one of which is sure to help you with your spiritual walk and loving relationships.
You've got to find your Creator. He is your closest relative. He's the one who made thee, and He understands you. But you have fallen away from Him. And having fallen away from Him, you don't know how to find your way back. If it was very complicated and a lot of study was involved, no one would make it. But it's not complicated at all. It's very simple. You must return to the state that you had before your first fall. And your first fall undoubtedly came when you were a little child. Someone upset you. Someone on the outside stressed you, or the darkness in them, the evil in them, what had gone wrong with them in them stressed you. And now you have to see that there was something in your parents and in people that wasn't them. It was driving them. It had control over them. They had moments when they were free of it, but it kept coming back over and over again. Now that you're older and you've struggled with such things yourself, you now can forgive them. That is the beginning of your salvation, the beginning of your return to your Creator, is to let go of your grudge against people, against your mom, against your dad, against your brother, against teachers, against cruel people and unjust people and unfair people, and people who did something to you. Let it go. Beginning with your parents. Start with your parent. Forgive. Let it go. Make it unimportant. Let go of the grudge, the resentment, the judgment, and go about your life. Now you can forgive them because you see what they were struggling with. They couldn't help themselves any more than you can help yourself. Forgive. Christ taught us the way to deal with other people. He said, forgive. He said, love others as you love yourself. So, how does it begin? It begins with this searching, and then it begins with being sorry about what you see. He turns up the light. Like I always have said, God like in some of you have in your dining room, a dimmer switch on your light. You turn the dimmer switch, and the chandelier above the dining room table gets brighter and brighter and brighter, or dimmer and dimmer. Well, God turns up the dimmer switch, and now, instead of being vaguely aware of something wrong with the way you exist, vaguely aware that there's something wrong with all your resentments and your judgments of other people and your hatreds of them, and you're not living a true life but living someone else's life. Instead of being vaguely aware of that, or a little bit vaguely feeling anxiety over, free-floating anxiety, instead he turns up the dimmer switch, and now you see in the light. You see your own wrong. You see that you hated your mom. You hated your dad. You hated your brother or your sister. You hated other kids. You betrayed your husband or you betrayed your wife. You were selfish, and so on and so forth. And you see that you doubted what you knew in your heart. and went the way of the world and tried to grab everything you could out there. See, and you used what people did to you as an excuse to get what you wanted, but really what you wanted. See, and then they gave it to you, and you hated them. If you got what you wanted, you hated them because you could sense that you were getting worse. And if they withheld it, then you hated them and blamed them for withholding it from you. So they had you coming and going, and you hated them for that too. But now you just don't want to hate anymore. You don't want to resent people anymore. You don't want to judge people anymore. And it helps when you get older because now you see, now that you're older, you don't want to yell at your kids, but you do. And now you see that your mom, your dad, they couldn't help themselves. They had lost it long ago when they were little kids. Someone was cruel to them and someone pressured them and they never found salvation. They never found it. So now you can forgive them. You realize that they weren't being deliberately cruel to you. They couldn't help. There was something in them. See, like I said, when you fall away from what's within, the outside starts to get in. And before long, the outside is on the inside. You become just like the people you hated, and then you find something in you that's driving you to do bad things. And it won't let you be kind. It won't let you be sweet. It won't let you be forgiving. See, it has control over you. But part of you is still alive. Part of you can still yearn. That's it. That's what you can do. You can yearn for the Father you've never known. And one day, and I can't tell you when that will be, but one day he will answer. And pray God that this program helps to make that wonderful day come sooner for you. Until next time, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to Shedding Shackles with your host, Roland Trujillo. Now you can listen to Roland anytime by logging on to www.sheddingshackles.com. You'll find lots of free, helpful information, and you can also order materials or make a donation by using your credit card. Once again, the web address is sheddingshackles.com. Please remember that Shedding Shackles is listener-supported. Thank you.
Shedding Shackles is sponsored by Roland Trujillo.